Zane Clodfelter with Otters TV here with Evansville reliever Kyano Cummings. One of your most impressive starts here in Evansville. Was told it was your longest professional outing on the road trip in Florence. You went 3 2/3 innings and ended up getting the win, kind of settling things down.
Yeah, to come in that early in the game, it's granted you always have to be on your feet in the bullpen, but it was definitely the earliest I've ever come in a game. With that being said, I knew I had to eat up innings. Bullpen had a few guys come in the day before, and obviously you want to do well every time you want to go out there, but especially in that moment, I knew I needed to bear down and eat up as many innings as possible. But with that being said, it was definitely an experience. It was fun to get out there when I could, and honestly, I was thinking about it during the outing. I was like, this is so nice to actually be able to see my catcher's signs, because when I come in at night, I can't see crap. So when he was able to do that during the day, I could see everything. So I like my tempo very fast, and that really helped me move along well in that game. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and obviously I can look back on it and say it was a lot of fun, but it was an interesting experience.
So your catchers don't help you out, because we've heard stories in Major League Baseball how sometimes catchers will use fingernail polish and stuff like that. Do your catchers not do that for you?
So let's see. To this point this year, the catchers have not done anything. But last year, Dane Phillips, what he would do is he would put fluorescent tape on each of his fingers.
Nice.
So I could see everything. But the big thing that I would do both last year and this year is I go to touches. So, for instance, I'm not going to say my signs here, but
we don't want to expose anything.
Can't expose it. But for instance, if arm is fastball, kneecap is splitter, I'll do first touch. He'll go here and he'll go like that just to keep it going, because most of the time at every stadium that you go to, they have lights on either side of the catcher, so that when they cross in between the legs where you get your signs, it's pitch black. So it's tough to see. So it was definitely a mix up to actually get full sunlight and actually be able to see. I was like, wow, this is so nice. Maybe I'll pick up being a starter sometime. But
no. So how weird was it whenever you got the call to start to warm up in the bullpen that early in the game? Were you somewhat taken back, or did you double check to make sure that they actually wanted you to get out?
I did. I was like, I think they just said my name, and they're like, Max, did you say Cummings? And he's like, yeah, get him hot. It's like, all right, here we go. Well, it is what it is. But no, it was fun. I definitely did not expect to come in. Like I said, that was the earliest I've ever come in a game in my professional career. So it was definitely something to appreciate, I guess.
And I know you're a New York guy. You had the opportunity to go back home and see family a couple of weeks ago. So how cool was that for you to kind of get a little bit of a break from the baseball perspective to see some family?
Oh, it was great. Skip. I told Skip the situation, he allowed it, and it was great to go back and kind of take a seat back, just take a breath, and come back here and refocus, because actually my first couple outings in Florence were the first ones coming back from it, and I felt like I refocused and was able to really go about throwing the way I had last year in comparison to maybe the couple outings previous to that, so it was good.
How was getting back home?
Oh man, that was an experience. Let's see, my flight from New York to Chicago was canceled. My flight from Chicago to Evansville was canceled, so I couldn't try to get to Chicago. So then I had to swap airlines. And the other airlines flew me into Charlotte. And I was going to go to Evansville from Charlotte. Well, I landed and the flight to Evansville from Charlotte was canceled. So I panicked and I needed whatever I could to get here before the game the next day. So I told them to fly me into Louisville, and I'd find a way to get there. But due to technical difficulties on the flight from Charlotte to Louisville, all the rental car places were closed. So I had to Uber.
I think we need to talk with Jeff about that, because Jeff's from Louisville, so wouldn't he be like someone in charge of the Louisville airport?
Yeah, he needs to do better with that. You know, as being the odds-on captain of this team.
Yeah, and Mr. Louisville too, he embraces it so well, right?
He is the epitome of Louisville.
So you had to Uber. See, I thought Jeff would have been the guy that would have been there, maybe give you a nice trip. So you had to Uber back from Louisville. Was that an experience?
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Did you at least listen to good music?
No. It's funny you say, because I actually, it was a long trip.
Yeah.
So
about 2 hours roughly. Yeah.
My Uber driver, Zoya.
You remember the name?
It was a hard one to forget.
Okay.
So
okay.
Zoya, I didn't want Zoya dozing off, and I go, listen, I'll throw in some headphones, because I saw that she spoke 4 languages, and I was like,
oh wow, what languages do you know?
Ukraine. She spoke, Ukraine, Russian, Spanish, and English.
Okay, great. At least she spoke English.
Yeah. So it was like her 4th language, so it was neither here nor there.
Okay.
But so I asked her, I was like, if you want to, you can throw on whatever you want. I'll throw on my headphones. Just stay awake, please. This is at 1 or so in the morning. So she goes, oh, do you mind if I throw on some audiobooks? I was like, yeah, sure. What is it? She goes, oh, it's The Life and Times of Gorbachev during the 1970s and the rise and fall of the Soviet Union. And at that point, I just put in my headphones and just kind of wore that 2-hour and 20-minute bus that ride, because I think we got through tapes 4 through 8 because she kept on sifting through the CDs while we were going. And now I'm invested, because I could hear it a little bit. And there is 27 CDs in this audiobook, so I gotta go.
Mikhail Gorbachev?
Yes, it's a long life. It's a long life.
Did you learn anything fascinating?
No, honestly, I should have taken notes, because they were so specific, and they're like, Mr. Gorbachev came in September 17th of 1972 and went to the Kremlin. I was like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was getting quizzed after. It was ridiculous.
Man, well, was Ronald Reagan, did he make a special appearance? Because him
No,
and Mikhail Gorbachev were best friends,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
No, that was tapes 21 through 27. So they were talking about a lot of sheep and stuff in the first parts of it. So it is what it is. But yeah, that was my trip.
Well, we're glad you came back. Next time you fly into Louisville, give me a call. If it's not 1 o'clock in the morning, I work halfway between Evansville and Louisville. I'll give you a ride, and we can listen to The Art of a Good Deal by Donald Trump on audiobook instead, right?
Yeah.
So much better than Mikhail Gorbachev. So
It is what it is.
Hey, you know how many times I say that at this ballpark? It is what it is. If I had $1 for every time I'd say it, I wouldn't be here anymore. I'd be retired.
That's
so.
Evansville.
This place. So, Kyano Cummings, I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.